Welcome back to another episode of the 8:30 show. In today's episode, we're going to talk a little bit about the UFO stuff that happened in Brazil and Miami and whatever else we get into. Um, so what do you know about the Brazil UFO situation?
Is that the one where they're standing up on the mountain?
Yeah,
Um,
surveying the land.
it was very signs ish.
Yeah.
The Signs by M Night Shyamalan.
Shamalama-lama-lama-lama.
Yeah, it. That's how I felt when I was watching the video. I was watching like over there, little
Move,
kid.
children, move.
Oh yeah, that's kind of how I felt.
Yeah.
Um, but just based off of the video, watching the video, I can't tell that the person or being or whatever is 10 feet tall.
Yeah, that
Because
is true.
that's what they were saying, that it's, 10 feet tall, and they didn't know what it was. And you can't tell whether it's trees, it's standing above trees or bushes or,
Yeah.
you just can't tell. And
Yeah. Yeah.
it's the person's far away and the video is just you know
Yeah.
but go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's more of that grainy video.
Yeah.
I mean they're hyper zoomed in,
Yeah.
so it's hard to even see, and then it just, I mean, it doesn't even look like something like that to me. To be honest, it does not look like that, but it does look like the signs
Very.
because of how it's shot, you
Yes.
know. But
Yes.
when I
But
looked at it, I go, I don't know. This doesn't look too believable. What if we're looking at something that isn't what it is? When I
I
first saw
feel
it.
like in 2024, we are now in the 24. How do we not have better footage like that Miami situation? All I see is cop cars
Yeah,
and what looks like a reflection off of the light from the cop cars wherever they're parked and positioned. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
everybody's like, "That's the alien." What? I All I see is light. It's light. It just looks like light, and it just happened to form a certain way. Yesterday, uh, we were watching television, and we have a Darth Vader that sits on our dining room table,
hmm,
and there's a cross on there. Remember
yeah.
when I was like,
It looks like
it was a reflection from a mirror that I had sitting on the table that I'm going to put up. And I was like, why is it doing that? And I forgot that the mirror was there. It was covered up.
yeah.
And then he reminded me, but the way it looked like Darth Vader next to two gravestones of his enemies. And it just looked crazy. But it was
Yeah,
a reflection from a light onto the mirror that reflected up against the wall. It wasn't alien. It was just,
perspective,
yeah. So
perspective.
I just find it interesting that we look for any little thing.
Yeah.
And so far from what I've seen, because I've kind of looked for these videos to see if I could get something better,
Hmm.
and they show this dreamlike video of inside of the mall of these like three beings, and you can't see anything. It's
Yeah, I
just
didn't even see that.
dark figures, and it looks like someone's dream. It looks like you know how they're saying that they're coming out with a machine that can replay your dreams. It's
Yeah.
like that's the version of what we're getting.
That's
It's weird.
Genesis. Yeah, I didn't see that video. I did see a headline about that, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna read this. At this looks just too BS, and the publication was kind of not worthy of of giving real facts on
Yeah.
things. So it was like, I'll pass on this. But I did look at the footage that TMZ put up for the Brazil. And that's where the footage I seen, and that's kind of as far as I went with that, looking for their footage. My thing I have with that is, before the podcast, we do research on stories that we're going to talk about or things we're going to talk about. just to get a little bit more familiarized with what we're gonna say, and if there's any new news that has come out before we film. And I sent you that link where I found where it happens to be in Brazil, a basketball player,
Oh yeah.
um, for
And he said he was up,
Italian team, yeah,
yeah, up on the mountaintop
hiking.
hiking.
And yeah, he's tall and blah blah blah. I guess the people in Brazil are short, and they're like, "Oh my God, a giant!"
And that the Brazil government ran with this so that they could get tourists
Yeah.
to come. And yeah, that was the story that he found.
Now, again, I don't know if that story is real or if that's just the spin that they're putting on it, but it kind of fits. It kind of does. Kind of fits the narrative. Like you know, especially with it being a grainy video and it's M Night Shyamalan style, and you know, it kind of fits the whole
God
situation. Oh,
damn.
they shooting outside. um, so that one I'm have to call bullshit on the on Brazil. Like I don't want to
I would
call
like real footage already.
yeah.
Like it's
Like I don't want to call bullshit, but I gotta call bullshit. Like it's sounding like a bullshit.
so I want to touch on Dr. Grill real quick.
Hold on before you go into that.
Mm,
I want to go back to Miami before we switch gears.
all right.
The Miami one. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't really watch the video that much because once I started looking at the video footage, all I saw was cop cars, and then I didn't see much. You know,
Yeah.
later on, I guess in my research today, just kind of following up on the stories that we're going to talk about or touch on,
Yeah.
I came across an article from there, from the PD out there that responded to this and said, yeah, that's there's nothing there. What you're seeing is a reflective shadow from a person walking by that was involved,
Yeah.
but it's not what people are saying. So
Yeah. I think
again,
we just look for
yeah.
something.
Well, you know, the brain does have that ability to make faces and patterns of things that aren't actually
Absolutely.
patterns. So,
Yeah, it's the internet can be dangerous that way because there's so much misinformation, and
hmm
you're like, oh my God, and you know, drinking the Kool Aid,
yeah,
and I just show me the real shit already.
yeah.
Show it
Again,
to me.
I'm not
I'm
saying that.
ready.
Again, I'm not saying that all these things are bullshit, but these two particular
No.
stories, I'm gonna have to call bullshit for now until something better comes along with these articles. But I don't think there will be.
Okay, with that being said, Dr. Greer.
Yeah.
So I wanted to touch on that real quick because I he has this disclosure situation happening.
hmm
I think he did another one. I haven't watched it, but
But
he has records and images, and the images that I've seen that he's shown
yeah.
are grainy and like
Yeah.
not to poo poo on the man, but I'm poo pooing because I want to see something better. Like, show me something that we haven't seen already, something clear. I mean, he
Yeah.
has all this proof, and I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it. And what's up with the clock?
Yeah.
You said we were on the clock. Where's the clock at? Like,
Are we at the
where
11th
are
hour?
we? Yeah, like, where are we
Yeah.
on that? I'd like to know what's going on with that situation.
hmm
But yeah, back to the videos. I think it's dangerous because there's so many things that can be said online, and everybody just falls for it, and it's to me it's very sad that we live in a time where people will fall for anything. And they were talking about I mean, which I think is still happening, but getting rid of the dollar,
hmm
and that it was going to happen in July or in June, and all of a sudden our bank accounts are going to be this and be that, and they're going to do it's just like, what's the
Hysteria.
yeah, hysteria. And sometimes I feel that, yes, TikTok, but not just TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, it causes hysteria.
Yeah.
Like it causes hysteria on different levels,
Yeah.
depending on what it is. Like, yeah, I want a life hack. Give me a life hack that works for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
I could peel a potato with some crumpled up aluminum foil. That's awesome. If I don't have one, like, that's great.
Yeah.
But telling me like the world is ending and, I'm from the future. I'm from the future. Those videos
Yeah.
always get me. And let me tell you, I'm like, let me write this shit down because I want to see. Like, is
How
this
much
for
is
real?
bullshit and
Is
how
this
much truth?
true?
Yeah.
Like, I'm waiting, the superheroes they promised us, where they at? So,
That was heroes, not
like,
that was. I don't think that was real.
it just, but that kind of thing,
Yeah.
and people really believe that. And we have people in this world that, man, they will fall for anything.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with in today's current climate. For the last, I want to say, 10 years or probably a little bit more,
Yeah,
it's been an information overload with all these
yeah,
social platforms coming about
for
and
sure.
people speaking just whatever, just random noise into the ethos. A lot of it isn't even factual based, it's just someone's opinion dressed in a fact.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
I mean, come on, our news right now doesn't even do the stereotypical news where it was an unbiased, just the facts only. Now it's all opinion pieces. All the news is opinion pieces, except for like certain local news articles that come out where it's based on fact. But it's all the global national news is all opinion based. Um, and
yeah.
and people don't
I
know how
agree.
to discern these opinion pieces and people's opinions from facts. That's why I said earlier that like when we do these things, most of the times we try to go back and um, re-research a couple real quick to see is anything new come out, is what we saw over the course of the week, was that correct, was it accurate,
Yeah.
was it anything? We try to do a little bit of due diligence here. I mean, most of the time we're freeballing it, but sometimes we try to get it right. Um, and yeah, like I said, those two articles, the Miami and the Brazil UFO situation, from my understanding, looks like it's just bullshit, and a lot of people are just making big of the articles instead of actually looking at them for what they are. Um, Again, a guy is an Italian basketball player on a hike, and he gets filmed, and you're like, "Oh my God, it's an alien! It's Shyamalan! It's the signs all
Yeah,
over. Get to
and it
water!
it really looked like that when we were watching it. I was like, this
Move
is
away, children! Run
yes.
away!"
It just felt that way.
Yeah,
The way it was, yeah, it just felt like that, and I
yeah.
was like, this is very familiar.
But that has to do. I think that a lot of that has to do with the current climate we're in, where everyone's on some kind of social media platform, looking for things, and it's hard. It's sometimes I can understand. It's very hard sometimes to weed out the bullshit from something that's real. And like I said, the Brazil thing, I saw that because of TMZ.
Yeah.
I have TMZ on my phone, and notification came up, and I was like, "Oh, what is this?" And then I looked at it, and I was like, "What is this? What is this? I haven't heard anything about this. What, okay." And I continued to look up other things around it, surrounding to trying to get other information, try to get other footage, but I just really couldn't find anything. And I was like, "Okay, I think this must be BS," you know. And then the whole Miami thing that happened about a week and a half ago, and when I first heard it, I was like, I don't know about this. This sounds the whole title just was real suspect to me. So I looked at it with the side eye, like I don't know about this. You mean to tell me a mall? Nobody else got footage.
Exactly,
Nobody else got a
exactly.
camera out
And then
there.
the foot. I'm telling you, the footage from inside the mall, it
It's a
looks like
LS.
a dream. It
Oh.
looks crazy. It looks like it just looks. I can't even
you
express to you how weird it looks and fake. It just doesn't look real to me. And clear that shit up and let me see those three figures and how they look. But all you see is just chaos erupting and three figures standing in the middle. It could be statues
It could be people shooting off the fireworks. Like they
inside
said,
the mall.
that's what they said was going on.
Oh,
That's
for real?
yeah.
I don't know.
They said the news article was originally that teenagers were setting off fireworks inside the mall
That
and
is
looting.
way more believable.
And looting, causing havoc and using fireworks.
I'm just telling you, the three figures, I feel like those were some statues in the mall, or it
Mannequins.
was some setup. No, like sometimes they have equipment,
Yeah.
that they're going to set something up,
Hmm.
they're still Easter coming. Who knows? Like I don't know. It's just
Hmm.
weird.
Hmm.
It
Hmm.
was weird.
Yeah.
And I'm not buying it.
That's why I said I call bullshit. Again, The Simpsons told me way back in the day that Mr. Burns gets these special treatments, and everybody thought he was an alien. And I know that's just a cartoon, but The Simpsons have been right on some things. They've been predicting some stuff. So I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's my hot take. My hot I don't give a F about this. This looks like BS.
Yeah, I want to see what's going on, Dr. Greer. Like that's
Yeah.
where I'm at, cuz he seems to be the one with all the information, and I'm really looking for that kind of information.
Yeah, he needs to drop it already. Drop it like it's hot.
Yeah, and all of this stuff is just reminds me of what he said in regards to the what is it? The false flag?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a reminder. So what else is going on in the world that we're not looking at? And they got us over here looking at this um
Firework display inside of a mall.
yeah, a shadow outside that everybody thinks it's an alien.
Yeah.
Like, show it to me. I want to see. I want to see some real footage, not just bullshit that is so grainy and just you got a freeze frame and it's ridiculous.
Well, I'm sure that stuff is going to come out pretty soon because, um, if I'm not mistaken, Florida police. I don't know what county that was in, but I believe Florida does use body cams, and some of their cars do have dash cams, and you can FOIA that information. Am I going to go to the time to FOIA it? No, not at all.
No.
But I'm sure somebody will, and either they're gonna post it or they're gonna be like, "Damn it, I shouldn't have even wasted my time. I knew it was just kids with fireworks in the mall." So then they're gonna see that person on the video if they don't blur it out or anything. But hey, to each his own. If you want to drink that Kool Aid, be mighty
Look,
fine
I'm
in doing it.
curious. I live on this rock too. I'm curious about all of that. I want to know if there's other beings. I want to know, like, do they mean us harm? Because from what I hear, they don't. We're the harmful ones. We're the roaches of the planet.
Well,
I'm curious. I'm just curious about that kind of thing,
yeah,
and I find it interesting. And I wish no, I don't wish. I would like to know.
yeah. Well, I did send you another article. I forgot it's Avi Loeb. He came out and he was talking about
Yeah, I
he's
read
a
it.
physicist. He came out talking about extraterrestrial life. That he doesn't believe that they would be able to make it this far from one side of the galaxy to the next or universe, whatever you want to call it,
Mm-hmm.
due to the extreme conditions with radiation. And he said they're probably more than likely artificial intelligence that basically like the way I looked at it, basically he's saying they're sending artificial intelligence probes over here, and we're being probed on a global scale, and we don't even know it. Anal probes for everyone.
Oh man.
So that's the next one. So so on that, no, he goes on to say, "Hey, we can do that too. We can go and probe as well, so we can give them the anal probes."
Okay, but see that I read the article you're talking
Uh
about
huh.
and I disagree because he's saying that, and I get what you're saying, but for me, I find it contradictory what he's saying. He's contradicting himself. That's how I see it.
Okay.
So
Fair enough.
I say that, he's saying that beings, can't make it, radiation, all that good stuff in space, right? They
Hmm.
can't make the trip. And that they're artificial intelligence, and that now in the same breath he's saying that artificial intelligence will help us get out there, and it's not clear, to your point when we discussed this earlier, when you
Hmm.
said that he's talking about AI going out there, but
Yeah.
that's not how he phrases it. He phrases it as we human beings.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I took it, that he's contradicting himself, because if we are able to do it, us peons that don't know shit and that are barely scratching the surface on math, science, and so many things,
Hmm.
that what makes you think that these other beings aren't just thousands, millions of years advanced than us?
Hmm.
Because I feel that we, the human beings on this planet, are in our infancy. We're just starting. We're, because
Just cracking the surface.
this planet has started over so many times, and civilizations have been buried and buried, and we're like an onion. And there's just layers and layers on this earth of other civilizations that were advanced, more advanced than we are.
Hmm.
But they were destroyed because at some point or whoever lives on this planet destroys it,
Hmm.
and that just seems to be the cycle. Or it just happens that, like, the meteor that came and killed whatever, and who gives a fuck, right? That happened to
Yeah.
them, and we can't see it because, again, the layers and layers and layers of shit. So
I get you.
yeah, I feel that it's just, when it comes to science, I feel that sometimes these scientists, they're way smarter than I am. That's for sure.
Hmm.
But I feel that they don't know everything, and that there's so much more, and they always talking about, "Oh, this is impossible. This shouldn't be happening." But it is, Blanche. It is.
Yeah.
It's happening, and you have it recorded, and now you have to figure out the new math to figure out what the fuck happened and how that happened, because you all thought that it could never happen, and it did.
Yeah.
And the way I think in life is anything is possible,
Yeah.
and there's a first time for everything.
Yeah.
So that's my take on his article.
Well, my other thing I took issue with on his article was that the way he says it is as if you're in a spaceship and you're just traveling linear through space.
Yeah.
But even our own science now that we have, they feel that that type of travel is not inducive to space travel, that you need to
Yeah.
fold in the space,
Yes.
and he's not saying that.
No.
And we have that with what is it, Einstein Rosen bridge. They even talked about it in Marvel, where you go through a wormhole
Yeah.
and you're
That's
on
how
the
they
other side.
travel.
Yeah, and you're on the other side of
Yeah,
wherever you're
and
trying to go.
we on this planet, from the stories that we've heard, it is possible. It has happened to people. They just didn't know that they were going through a wormhole, but they did.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel that a lot of airplanes and ships have disappeared, and there's no sign of them, because that's happened to them, and who knows what time they ended up in,
Or where.
or where exactly. So
Yeah.
but the Earth
Well.
is crazy. Earth has a lot of different anomalies going on all
Mhm.
at the same time. It breathes. I mean, it's alive. So
Mhm.
what the fuck do you expect to happen? I just,
Well,
my take on that.
well, it's the Bermuda Triangle, and what is it?
Yeah.
The Red Fire Triangle, the one in Japan, Pacific Ocean. What is that one? I forgot what it was called. Wanted to call it the Red Triangle, but I don't think that's correct. But I believe that these things may have happened to people, and there are stories from people that say that these things have happened, like the guy who was flying from Bermuda to Florida and said all of a sudden he was warped to Florida, and he's only been flying for 15 minutes. How to get here? And
Are you
he's
talking
still
about the
got a
Devil's Sea
yeah, something like
or
that.
Japan's Dragon's Triangle?
Yeah, 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 yeah,
The Devil's Sea.
yeah.
No, sorry.
But it's the same thing, you know. It's I believe these regions are probably all across the world, not necessarily in the ocean, but could be on land somewhere as well. Like I think that maybe Skinwalker Ranch is one of those places, you know, where you have these
Yeah.
kind of phenomenon that happen, and we just don't know how to detect it, how to understand it yet, and we're trying to figure it out. But until we figure it out, they just kind of label it as fringe science or pseudoscience, or you know what I mean,
Yeah.
when it's obvious that there's something anomalous going on in these locations, and why aren't we actually actively trying to understand what this is?
Well, Skinwalker Ranch has a show that are trying to figure it out.
Yeah,
How real that is, I don't know, but it seems pretty interesting
it's
to
entertaining.
watch.
It's
Yeah, it's
entertaining.
very entertaining.
So, but I'm just saying, like, why aren't like I'm sure the governments probably have and probably are and just won't say it because of national securities for whatever government it is. But I would like to know what new information that they have. You know, brand new information. This is happening. You know, but again, as far as these two incidences or instances or whatever I'm trying to stumble out, uh, they are, from my understanding, B to the motherfucking S.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. I'm not buying it.
Yeah, yeah.
I've seen better footage.
I just the
AI has created better footage.
yeah. Well, it's just the follow up stories just seem more likely than not the case than what the initial story was. That's how I
I
look at it.
I find it interesting how they just feed us tidbits,
Yeah,
enough to distract us.
yeah. Well, that's always the case. Is
But that's what I'm
smoke and
saying.
mirrors.
So exactly. It's just enough to distract us and be like, "Ooh, look at the shiny object."
Well, I do
And
all this over here.
yeah, well, they give our taxpayer money away. Taxes, tax money
Yeah.
that we pay.
Let's not talk about taxes.
Taxes.
Because you get very emotional with taxes.
Yes, yes, I do. Yes, I do.
I know you don't like people playing on your phone with your money.
Taxes.
But so yeah, in
Yeah.
conclusion, that's that for that.
Hmm.
I want to roll into the next little thing that we were discussing earlier, and that is more fallout from the Katt Williams Club Shay Shay interview that was done.
Bang, bang.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shots fired, and they keep and he's brought in now cavalry to continue the shooting, and he's rolled off into the sunset and said, "Deal with it." And that would be Mark Curry now coming out. I mean, these things have been out already, but they now have gotten that new shine, that new light. You know, Cat Williams went and polished them up real quick and set them out there on their journey. And yeah, Mark Curry has come out and talked about Steve Harvey has stolen all of his material, stolen his life
Yeah.
and everything.
No, he did not say
that
all of that.
that
Calm down. He stole
that
like two jokes. He
that
said,
Mark Curry said to Steve Harvey.
exagerado, no sé exagerado.
Mark Curry said to Steve Harvey is the Wish version of him.
Oh my God. No, he did not say that. He did
If it
not
wasn't for
say
him,
that.
if it wasn't for him, there would be no Steve Harvey.
That's not true. That is so not
That's
true,
why he
David.
cut his hair
Man,
low.
shut up.
Because he was like, well, maybe I'll just cut it all the way off because Mark's hair is low, and
Oh my
I don't want
God.
to steal that part.
So he came out on Mike and Donnie's show,
Yeah,
and Mark Curry did,
yeah,
and he said what he said, basically that Steve Harvey stole his jokes, called him a thief, and
Stole the
Yeah.
show.
Stole
I wore a suit. He wore a suit.
no.
I was a principal. He was too.
Go ahead then.
Keep going.
No,
Keep
I'm
going.
good. Go.
Well, that's what he was saying. Like he stole all of its
Yeah, I
material.
can't even get it out though, so go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I'm good.
So did you hear the joke that he said he stole?
No.
So I think there was one of the jokes was a Halloween joke, and both of them basically said the same thing. Apparently, Mark Curry came out with this joke ahead of time, way before Steve even came out with it, and did this joke on his, I guess, talk show that he did.
Mhm.
And this is a joke that Mark Curry had been doing for a while. It's just like he called it his Halloween material. The joke, the premise of the joke is that they were so broke that their costumes were boxes, and um, Steve Harvey did that same joke, and he's like, "Well, this is my life. Why are you? These jokes are real. They're part of my life. This actually happened to me. This is how I grew up. This is what it was." And that's kind of the same thing that Katt Williams was saying, that Steve Harvey told people or told the world that he was homeless, and Cat Williams even said, "No, you weren't. I was. You're stealing my life." And I don't know, like again, like I understand when sometimes premises are the same, but this one is kind of more verbatim of a thievery. I've seen both performances of this joke. I've seen they have the footage of these jokes out there, and if you want to go and look them up, just look up Steve Harvey, Mark Curry joke, and you should find it. Um, or Steve or Mark Curry Halloween joke, and you'll find it, and you'll see that these are pretty much verbatim. And to me, that's when you steal a joke. It's when you steal premises, it's kind of hard because I feel like these people, comedians, a lot of them are like-minded individuals. They have the same kind of thought process. They may not have came up with the premise the same way, that they didn't travel that same road to get there,
Mhm.
but they ended up getting there with the same premise. And for me, I don't know if that's stealing a joke, you know what I mean? But if it's verbatim, then yeah, I'm gonna have to side with joke thief, and you need to be arrested and put in comedy
Yeah.
jail. But Steve Harvey has also come out and spoke about it.
Not really. Not really. He
Well,
didn't. Like all he said was, "Oh, I'm sick of hearing this and Mark Curry needs to grow up." Like that's not a response.
yeah, that's true.
That's not a response. That's him not wanting to get into it because he doesn't feel like he has to explain shit.
Hmm.
You know? That's just what it is, and that to me says guilty. You're
Guilty.
guilty. Yeah.
um,
But that's my opinion.
yeah. No, no, you make a valid point, because I thought the same thing when I heard it, because I was like, you're not answering the question, you're
Yeah, why
deflecting.
not defend yourself? Defend yourself, sir.
Yeah.
Like, tell him, Mark Curry, shut the fuck up. I didn't steal shit. I said it because of this, that, and the other fucking thing. But you're not. You're just like, grow up. That's not a fucking
Yeah.
response. And he probably thinks he's above it, and that's fine. You can think that, but none of us do.
Yeah. We're calling a spade, and if
The
it's walking
people
like a duck.
inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah, it's walking. Well, it's walking and talking like a duck, and it's kind of sounding like it stole. Um, Now we also watched that video of Mark Curry sweating Steve on the Def Jam 25 reunion.
Yeah.
What did you think of that?
I found that interesting. That was interesting that somebody found that man undefeated.
They don't miss.
They don't miss, man. But yeah, when I saw that, I was like, oh, okay. So he's. I feel like he's talking shit to him.
Yeah,
Like he's having words with them, and he's over there shaking his head like, nah, like that's not even it. But it is, Blanche.
yeah.
Like it is. It's people are, and you know what's fucked up about this is that the one who looks bad right now
Hmm.
is Mark Curry.
Yeah,
It makes it seem like he's the bad guy, but he's not.
he's not. He's defending
He's
himself.
defending himself, and that's his joke. And how dare you, sir?
Yeah,
I challenge you to a duel, like,
Somebody's
but
got to die.
right,
Comedy wise, not real life, but comedy wise.
but it just, yeah, yeah, it doesn't look good for Steve Harvey from every angle at this point. But I'm sure at this point, why should he care?
Yeah.
He's got millions, he's got TV shows, he's got this, that, and the other thing, and why should he care? He doesn't give a fuck.
Well, I think it hurts his credibility as a comedian if he does. If you're believing what Mark Curry is saying, and what I'm what I'm hearing from Mark Curry and the stuff that I'm seeing being brought back out about it, it's looking like he is on point with what he's saying. Like he's not fabricating it. He may throw some
Mm.
comedy in there to up the story about him stealing, but the bottom line is it sounds like, yeah, you stole material and now you don't want to acknowledge that, hey, you know what, I did kind of borrow this, I'm sorry, make it up, blah blah blah. You're just kind of deflecting the question when the world can see the joke. The world can see it. You guys both did it live on television and one did it way before the other. That's the bottom line, and to me that's, and if it's verbatim, it's kind of theft, you know. But it's been coming out more and more that I guess more and more comedians are now being caught up in this whole joke stealing scenario. I remember when originally it was just Carlos Mencia that they call people called a joke thief. You really didn't hear about people being called joke thieves. Um, but now it's like Katt Williams came out 2024, guns a blazing, and said, I'm gonna sort all this out."
Pew pew.
Cat in the hat, bitches. So yeah, my take on that is, yeah, I think Steve might have done that. And if he didn't know and he had writers that did that, then shame on him for not knowing and not accepting it. Because if he would have came out and said, you know what, I had writers that wrote that material and I didn't
That,
know,
okay, that I can accept. But if
yeah,
he's just like, Mark Curry, grow up,
yeah,
that to me is just
yeah,
childish
yep,
in itself.
yeah,
If it's not true, defend yourself, sir. But I'm going to say this, and I hope I don't get any kind of backlash from it, but I'm going to say that Steve Harvey is, dancing for the white people at this point. He doesn't give a fuck.
Oh, she says Steve Harvey's out there shucking and jiving. That's what I heard.
Am I wrong, though?
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Am I wrong?
He out there a little bit shucking and jiving.
He's doing it just like
That's what he be doing.
Kevin Hart is.
Yeah, I mean,
That's what I see.
hey, well, it seems like when you get to a certain, if you want to have a certain brand image, you're gonna have to do a little shucking and
And that's
jiving.
why he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
Because those people are telling him, "Oh, this is going to blow over. Don't trip.
yeah,
This is going to blow over. Don't even worry about it." All the things that Kevin Hart has gone through and that we've seen, he's been in the
hmm,
news about, all of it has blown over at some point, and everybody loves him again, and everybody's happy.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. That's true.
that's kind of that's the train they're on. It's that I get the gatekeeper thing.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. That's what I'm seeing there. And that's why he doesn't care what Mark Curry has to say, because there's people that are protecting him.
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't have to admit to shit. He doesn't have to explain himself, because he's at that level
Yeah.
where this is going to boil over.
On to the
Somebody going to
next.
come clean it up,
Mhm.
and everybody's going to forget about it like we forget about everything, cuz guess what? Next week something else is going to happen.
Yeah.
So,
So you heard it first on the 8:30 show. If you hear Steve Harvey come out and say that on his show he had writers and they wrote that joke and that they stole the joke and he didn't know, you heard it first here. Here. But I hope that they can, as grown men, to put a positive, change a negative to a positive. I hope that as grown men, they can figure this out. They can get past this and move on. Um, and Steve Harvey doesn't do stand up anymore anyway. So more power to him. Hope he continues his successful run, and same with Mark
I
Curry. I
mean,
hope he
this is
continues
going
his
to run, and
successful
like I
career.
said, until next week when something new happens. Because this seems to be the trend every week is just some crazy fallout on some shit, and everybody's like, yeah, and
Yeah,
that's the news for the week. And then all of a sudden, the following week, it's some other, and
yeah.
it's just, that's just the train we're on.
Well, it's the cycle of news, and
Yeah.
like I said, I hope these two grown men can figure it out. And I said this on a message that with all these comedians coming out talking about joke stealing and this and that, maybe they should go ahead and do a celebrity boxing match
Man, they ain't doing that shit.
and duke it out,
They
and then
ain't
whoever
duking
whoever
shit
the
out.
victor is gets to keep the joke, and the
You
other
got
one
too
has to
much money
pass
to
on.
fucking do shit like
Hey, well, I
that.
seen him in a video working out and shit. He getting his swole on, swole Harvey now.
Okay.
So
You think he wants to get punched in the face?
hey,
Come on.
they can do it for charity.
That would be entertaining, but no.
Yeah. Well, you can always hope, right?
Yeah.
Keep hope alive.
Yeah. We'll see who gets outed next.
Yeah, because
Mm.
it seems like this year so far is the year of being outed. It.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wish
Did
these
you
aliens
hear
would just be outed. It.
did you hear about Black China's mom being outed by one of her exes?
To be honest, I don't
I
really
know
pay
I
any
don't
attention to the
I see it in
nigalations.
the blogs, like it's there, and but that's what I'm saying. We're talking about
No, I get it. I
being
get it.
outed. She got outed and she's saying that it's bullshit and it's fake, whatever.
So what was it that she got outed about?
That she was trying to get with him and sending him nude pictures of
Get with
herself.
who?
Some ex-boyfriend of hers. I don't know.
Oh,
He, again, I didn't give it too much, but I did see that. But he outed her, is what I'm saying,
mm, mm.
and that's just gonna be 2024 trends. You're getting outed.
The year of outed. Eh,
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of hilarious, but yeah, I don't really keep up with Black China or her mother.
No, I
Uh,
don't really either, but I saw it in the blogs. But
yeah,
we're talking about people being outed.
yeah.
All right, so I want to change it. I'm
Go ahead.
changing topics. So today we went to Walmart.
Yeah,
I needed a smart plug. Um, and so we go to Walmart and we buy a few things for the house and whatever, and the smart plugs. And we're
yeah.
walking out, and they're with their little marker. And I don't have the shopping cart. He does.
Yeah.
I have the receipt, and I stuffed it in my pocket, and I walked out the door, and there was a woman and there was a man
Uh-huh.
on each side. And as we walk out, David walks out behind me. He doesn't stop. He just keeps going. So
Yeah.
tell us your version of what happened.
So again, we do our shopping, and then we're heading out the door.
Sorry.
She's got the receipt. I'm pushing the cart, and the guy's like, so with his highlighter, and I told him I don't show receipts. Bye. And I just walked on. And the reason I do this, it's not because I want to be an asshole or anything. It really has to do with this one premise. There is no Walmart membership that I pay for that states that when I go into Walmart that I have to show my receipt when I leave. Am also a member of Costco. I don't know what it's called in other places, Sam's Club, whatever. Those places they require to see your receipt, and it's part of your membership that you pay for, and you sign off to do that. And I have absolutely no problem doing that. Absolutely. But Walmart can go kiss my ass. I am not showing you a receipt. I don't steal. I'm not going to steal. And if you suspect me of stealing, then yeah, you can see the receipt at that point. Because at that point, I'm gonna be upset
Yeah.
because you are asking me to see a receipt because you are questioning that I stole. When you have all these cameras and you have a cashier that I went to get to pay for these purchases, and once I pay for this, it is my property. I have the point of sale receipt showing that these items are there. So yeah, I don't show them a goddamn thing when I walk out. And when they try to talk to me, no habla inglés,
Oh.
no entiendo, and I just keep on stepping. Fuck out of here with that. Like I said, if you suspect me of stealing, I am more than willing to show you my receipt because I did not steal. But until they say to come into this store, you have to have a membership, and part of that membership agreement is that you need to show your receipt, then I'm fine with it. If it's a matter of loss prevention, then loss prevention needs to do a better job at identifying who's stealing instead of following me around stores thinking I'm stealing because
Yeah,
they're
it's
highly motivated
crazy.
when I go to the cashier and be like, "Here you go, and here's my credit card. Thank you, ma'am. 2 bags, please," and walk out. I don't steal. I don't need to steal for what? I have money
So
to purchase.
I agree with him. I feel that we don't have to show the receipt. Like, why are we showing anything? But if they make it a point to say, like, stop me from leaving,
Hmm.
like, you need to show us. I'm gonna show you the receipt. Because I don't like having issues. I'm gonna show you the receipt, but I'm talking shit after.
Hmm.
I'm talking so much shit after. I'm gonna be so fucking pissed
Oh, I'm so
because,
filming.
yeah, I'm gonna be pissed off because I didn't come in here to steal. I paid for all my shit.
Hmm.
I don't have to show you a fucking receipt. I don't see where it says anywhere, no signs anywhere where it says that I have to show you or show my receipt on the way out. Like, that makes no sense. Because Costco does it, you think you can do it? Like, I don't understand why you feel. Now I understand the whole theft thing or whatever. And if you tell me, like, we believe you to, okay, I'll show you the receipt, but I'm talking shit afterwards.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna have every right to talk shit, and I'm gonna make it so bad, like, so bad. Because,
Choose wisely.
yeah, because you're embarrassing me. You're embarrassing me in public. People, I don't know these fucking people, and I'll probably never see these fucking people again. But that's not the point. The point is that you're putting me out here as a spectacle for everyone to see me get sweated about stealing something I didn't even steal.
Hmm.
And what proof do you have that I stole anything? So while you're harassing me, someone else is stealing from your store and they're probably going to get away with it
And walk right out the front door.
because you're busy fucking with me.
A
But
paying
I will
customer.
show the receipt because I don't like hassles and I don't want to deal with none of that. But I'm going to show you and I'm going to talk shit to you afterwards because I pay for my shit. So,
Yeah, and that's why I said I don't show them the receipt. But if they're going to question me that I've stolen something, then choose wisely.
yeah,
Because when we're done, I'm not going to get violent. I'm not going to
no.
get out. I'm not going to show my ass that far. But I'm going to show you my draws.
No,
You're going to
I'm
see
going to
them.
make you look stupid in front of
Yeah.
everybody. I'm
Um.
I'm going to talk so much shit and I ain't got to be all like, angry about it either. I could just embarrass the fuck out of you calmly.
Hmm. So yeah. On that note, I do not show my receipt unless I am being questioned that I have stole.
And stop
Only.
following us in the motherfucking store.
Oh, I don't care
Shit.
if they do that.
I hate that
They
shit.
don't bother me.
It's funny, but at the same time it's like,
They don't bother me. I
what the fuck?
growing up the way I've grown up, I kind of expect it. So when it doesn't happen, I it doesn't matter. Again, it doesn't bother me because I know I'm not stealing. I don't have any intention to steal. I don't there I have money.
No,
I
I
have
know.
credit cards. There's no reason to follow me, but if you choose to follow me, so be it. You can walk with me around the store. I don't mind having a liaison to show me all the merchandise you guys got. Or, but I don't. That doesn't bother me.
No,
It just doesn't bother me. As long as you don't say anything to me. The moment that you speak to me and you break the contract of you're an extra in my life and you don't have lines,
I
then
just
we
don't
may have a
understand
problem.
the audacity of people to assume that you don't have money and that you're stealing because of whatever they think. I don't understand that, as in, like, going into the store just to look around,
Hmm.
going to eat somewhere, looking however you're looking, and they look at you like you're a fucking bum.
Yeah.
and this is an upscale restaurant, but you got money.
Yeah.
And I don't understand that. Now, I'm not saying that your are dirty and like you're
Yeah.
all disgusting, but maybe you didn't get your hair done that day and you just free.
Or maybe you just walked out the house to go run a quick errand and you just had on what you had on.
Yeah. And you
But
wanted something good to eat from one of these PCH restaurants, and
mhm.
yeah.
Bottom
And
line is, I would have to say, bottom line is, I don't mean to cut you off, but I think the bottom line here is stop judging people by the book, by the cover of the book, because a lot of these people aren't what you think they are, and especially me, you
yeah.
know. And don't put your marker in front of my face and wave it like I know what this is, because to me, you just veto.
I don't get it though. I don't understand. And they tried starting that shit at Target too.
Yeah, fuck
And
off.
no.
Yeah, fuck
Why are
off.
you guys doing that?
Again, if I don't need a membership to come into the store, then fuck off.
And you see how they steal nowadays, right? They overload themselves and run out the store.
Multiple people.
Why am I going to put one thing in my little shopping bag of all the things that I've purchased just to steal the one thing when these motherfuckers are over here loaded up and running out the door?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I don't steal. I have no need to steal. If I ever got into the position where I was financially strapped, where I needed to steal, then that'd be a different discussion.
Yeah, I'd be stealing food, not
Yeah.
fucking
But that's why I said that'd be a different discussion.
stupid shit.
I wouldn't be stealing pins and shit for what?
Fucking Ajax. That's what I had in my car today. Some Dawn,
Valentine's Day decorations.
right? I bought some little hearts.
But yeah, so bed sheets.
Oh yeah, bed sheets.
Again, I don't have any
And
reason to
yet they
steal.
have food in there, and I didn't. I didn't have food in
I,
there.
I don't even go to the supermarket or these stores like Walmart that have a food portion. I don't even steal like grapes and eat them while I'm walking around the store. I don't even do that. I don't open anything in the store. And if I do open it in the store, I'm at the cash register.
We've seen people eat food in the store,
Yeah,
like
I don't do
eat those rotisserie chickens.
that. Yeah,
Remember? It
yeah,
was that family. They ate. They had. It was a couple and their young children, and they were eating the hot wings that they put out,
yeah,
like hot wings and like what is it, chicken strips
yeah,
and rotisserie chicken, and they were eating it in the store
yeah.
and left, of course, without paying.
Now again, I don't have a problem. I do have a problem with people stealing, but if you're stealing food and you're eating it in the store, I'm not gonna say nothing because
Yeah.
well, if you're stealing anyway, I'm not gonna say anything anyway because it's not my
Well, I
responsibility.
assume they ain't got no money and they can't afford for to feed their family, and
That
they're
part,
like, "Fuck it,
that part,
this is what we got to do to feed our kids." I hope y'all enjoyed that chicken, kids.
yeah.
You know,
But again,
but
people stealing food to eat and they're eating it. I don't care. I don't care what the store
yeah.
lost. Honestly, I don't care if people are stealing shit. Period from a store because I don't work for the store. It's not my store, and it's not my responsibility to
No,
help the
but you
store.
got the people out there that give a fuck, and they're like, "You're stealing," and
Yeah, I don't get into people's business like that. If they're stealing food, they're stealing food for a reason. Um, whether they have a crack or I don't know if people still do crack, but if they got a meth a meth addiction and they're stealing the food to give to the
Sorry, I'm
cracky
trying
meth
to
man,
stifle a yawn.
if they're giving that food to the crackety meth man to get them a hit, then I still don't care. Like it's not my business to stop someone from stealing from a store.
To feed their family. Like, what am I supposed to say? Stop feeding your
Stop
kids.
eating that.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna
You're
say
hungry
nothing. I'm
too
walking.
bad.
I just saw it and I just kept going.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But I'm saying, like, I don't even do that. I don't, you see it all the time in grocery stores. People have, like, they'll get grapes and they'll start eating the grapes
Yeah.
or trying the grapes out of the bag, you nasty motherfuckers.
Yeah.
This is
Wash
why,
that shit.
well, not even that. This is why I don't like getting grapes sometimes from stores because I feel like people that put their little dick beaters on the food and now I'm taking it home with dick beater juice on it.
Oh my
I don't
God,
fucking
David.
want that. What? I'm just saying, this is these are thoughts. Like I
Wow.
see this and I'm like, and then when you see the bag, it's like open and you know it's a Ziploc bag and it should be zipped.
Yeah.
But so my immediate thought is, oh, somebody put their dick beaters on that. I don't want that shit, and I'm just disgusted, and I don't even
I'm
want it.
disgusted right now.
Yeah, that's the thought I have.
Ugh,
I have this whole thought when I'm buying fruit. Like
man.
I have a problem with that. Like I look at the fruit and I'd be like, how many people put their dick beaters all on this fruit?
All right. With the dick beaters. Fuck.
Yeah, that's what I call
Okay, but still.
them. What you want to call what, penis ejaculatories?
They're called hands.
Not when they steal it. So yeah, so after that, I have that problem. I mean, it's I don't know what it is. It's OCD, whatever you want to call it. I have a mental illness when it comes to that. But when I see produce in stores, those are my thoughts. Like, ugh, somebody put their biological agent on this.
Ugh.
So
But yeah, back to the receipt thing. That's bullshit.
yeah,
Stop doing that. Um, that's why people get so angry. That's why I be seeing all these videos online where these people are fucking pissed off.
yeah, yeah.
And why are you doing that? You don't even have to do that.
Like if someone gives you the
It's
receipt
not
voluntarily,
policy.
well, even if it is store policy, if someone gives you their receipt voluntarily, then great. If they don't give you their receipt voluntarily, and you don't have any reason to suspect that they have stolen anything, what are you doing?
No, but we're talking about policy. We're not talking about even if it is a policy. We're talking about Costco, that's their policy. You're walking out, you're showing me your fucking receipt, and it's always been like that. But
Hmm.
Walmart, you're brand new with that shit. What the fuck? And it's an employee thing. It ain't even a company wide thing.
Yeah, I'm
What
not
are
an
you doing?
employee.
What the fuck are you doing?
And again, like I said, these stores like Sam's Club and Costco, when you sign up with these membership clubs, it's part of the membership.
Yeah.
Now, if Walmart says, "Oh, well, our membership says that too," which is a free membership, I don't have a Walmart membership. I never had it, never will. So, how am I supposed to know that? And again, unless you think that I've stolen something, I hope you got the proof. I
Yeah.
hope you got the proof.
Yeah.
Are you sure about that? Are you
Yeah.
sure about that? Choose wisely. Choose your next steps wisely.
Yes.
So yeah, and again, like I said, he was like, oh, and I was like, yeah, I'm not, I don't do that. I'm going with her. If you got something to say, you're gonna
Yeah,
have to
they
follow
didn't
me
say
out.
shit.
You're
They
gonna have to
just
follow
let
me out.
us keep going,
Yeah.
which I was grateful for because I didn't want to have to cuss anybody out
Well, outside
or
the
I didn't
store, we
want to
don't have
have to
problems.
get aggressive with anybody or do any of that.
Hmm.
Like I avoid being agitated and or hassled in any way. Like I just avoid it because I don't see the point.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I don't believe in showing receipts unless in stores unless I am being accused of
Yeah.
stealing or it's part of their membership.
Yeah.
And if it's not either one of those and I'm a paid member,
Yeah.
fuck off.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And I think on that note, I think that's it about now. What do you think? You got anything else?
Nope, that's it. I'm out.
You got.
I'm out.
All right. Thank you for
All
tuning
right.
in. Don't forget Anal Probes 2024.
Oh
Anal
my
Probes
god.
for everyone. Peace out.
Peace.